Have you ever sat down at your instrument, you got your coffee, you got your notepad, you got your guitar, whatever your vocation is, you go to write or you go to create something new, and there's nothing there? So that's what we're doing today. We're going to talk about tackling something that every musician, every creative faces at some point: creative blocks. It's super frustrating, but here's the good news. It's totally normal, and there are proven ways to smash through that block. I'm Sid Kingsley, and I've been writing songs for over 20 years, and I've been in this exact situation endless amounts of times, probably almost every time I write a song. In this quick video, I'm going to break down why these blocks happen and pack in tons of practical tips to get your creativity flowing again. First off, one of the biggest reasons musicians or artists in general get blocked is perfectionism. I'm guilty of it myself. You're always chasing the perfect chord, the perfect chorus, the perfect melody, and anything less than that just feels like an absolute failure, and you feel awful, and you're paralyzed, you don't know what to do, and you've already messed yourself up and you haven't even started yet. So tip number one is embrace the suck. Seriously, give yourself permission to just sit down and write stuff that sucks. It's not going to sound good, but set a timer for about 10 minutes and just write whatever you want and give it no judgment. Actually try to write something bad, and you'll find out it's kind of hard to write something bad because your ear naturally knows what sounds good. But just give yourself permission to write something that sucks. And remember that you're not alone. Even people like Paul McCartney say that their first drafts always suck. You can always edit it later. Just work fast, put down whatever you can, and edit it later. Now, tip number two is you need to lower the stakes or lower the bar. Instead of aiming for a hit single, just think of it as a sketch. Just do quick, low-pressure ideas, and you might spark some gold. You just need to be working. You just need to be at the inkwell, making things happen, and you'll never know what'll happen and what'll come out. The next thing a lot of people, especially people like me, don't want to hear is burnout. If you're grinding nonstop and you're practicing, gigging, promoting, you're doing all these things, you're running on empty, and your brain needs fuel. It needs rest. And without rest, your mind's going to dry up, creativity's going to dry up. So schedule yourself some downtime like it's a gig. Take a day off from music entirely. There are times when I'll go to write a song and I'll be just so stuck trying to write this tune. But if I take a week off, I go somewhere, maybe not a whole week, but just take some time away from it. Go on a walk, change your environment, come back when you're recharged, and the creativity will just continue to flow. And now there are other times where that's not such a good idea, and you want to be if you're in the flow, you want to stay in that flow as long as possible because you don't know what's going to come again, and you might have to start all over again. Another thing you can do if you're stuck is you can mix up your routine. We get in these habits. You get up, you get your coffee, you sit down at your computer or your piano, whatever it is, and it's the same routine, and it's mundane, and it doesn't feel good. So sometimes if that's what you're doing, maybe go out to a coffee shop and try to write lyrics. Maybe go to a park. Maybe go take a walk in nature and try to do voice memos on your phone. New environments will trigger fresh vibes. Now, another reason that people have creative block is lack of inspiration. Maybe you're in a bubble, you're listening to the same artist or playing the same genres. I get into the habit of it. We all do. I like who I like, and it's hard for me sometimes to branch out and give my attention to something new. But listening to things sometimes that aren't in your comfort zone or in your wheelhouse will just spur creativity. It just happens. So go out, check out something new, go see a new band, go listen to a genre of music that you're not used to listening to. And if you're a musician, maybe go to a play. Maybe go not see music. Maybe go see somebody act. Maybe go see another vocation. Go to an art museum. Now, one of the easiest ways to spark creativity is to play with other people, or if you have someone you can collaborate with or write with. I'm not a big fan of doing this, but I know that it does work. So it takes a little more effort for me to get out of my comfort zone, which is I like to write alone. I like to produce alone. I like to play alone. So collaborating with a songwriter, it always helps and it always brings fresh ideas. It's just not something that's comfortable or easy to do sometimes. Now, another reason is going to be fear of failure or criticism. We all have this. We're like, what happens if this sucks? So what? What if people hate it? So what? But the thing is you want to go out and fail. You want to go out and make mistakes. You're never going to learn anything from success. You need to fail, and you need to get your failures out of the way. You might have to write 50 songs before you write one that's worth anything, and you need to get those out of the way. That's the work that needs to be doing. So every flop teaches you something. Think of it like Thomas Edison. He figured out 1,000 ways that didn't work But then the one thing led to the things he's known for, the light bulb, which he didn't actually invent. But that's a whole nother story. We're not a history channel here, but you get what I'm saying. Also, something you can do, which takes a lot of guts, is to practice vulnerability. Post a work in progress on Instagram or TikTok or wherever you want to share stuff, and let people see the things before they're finished. And you might be surprised what you get. You might get some positive responses. You might get some negative responses. But you can use whatever you get, whatever the critiques you get, and you can use it to make it better. And it also puts a little pressure on you, and everybody grows a little when they've got a little pressure on them. Now, another thing people tend to do, and I'm very guilty of this one, is overthinking. You're analyzing every single note, you're second guessing every choice you make, and you're killing the complete flow state. You're not allowing yourself to get into the flow state. And you might want to change up what you're doing. And something that can help with that is to use something different, maybe like a song prompt, like maybe write a song from your pet's perspective, or base the song on today's weather. It bypasses your overthinking and gives you a fun starting point. Now, another reason that people get creative blocks is external pressures. We all have external pressures. You have a job, you have deadlines, you have label expectations, you have social media comparisons. Comparison is the thief of joy. You see all these people out here on social media, oh my God, they're killing it. They all started somewhere. And again, you're going to have to suck before you get better. So might as well get the suck out of the way and just put your stuff out there and stop worrying about it. And then another thing you can do is you can set yourself mini deadlines. So if you don't have a deadline, you could take 10 years to write a song. If you break a songwriting session into little chunks, like today just do the hook, tomorrow do one verse, the next day do another verse, the next day do a bridge, so on and so forth. And that little bit of pressure will turn into progress. And it's a little bit each day. So what you want to do is each day you want to move that needle just a little bit more. And another thing you might need to do is you might need to unplug from all these comparisons. You might need to turn your phone off. Actually, you definitely need to turn your phone off. Do never bring your phone into your workspace. Keep it out of the room. Keep it out of wherever you are. Do not get on social media. Do not compare yourself to other people. And remember that everyone you're looking at is showing you their highlight reel. And they all go through the same things that you're going. The only difference is that they continue and they push forward and they push through those blocks. It's brute force. That's the only way you're going to get through it. You got to sit down and you got to do the work. And the very last thing, but not the least, skill gaps and technical hurdles. And I think this is the easiest one to get through. If you're trying to write a song and you're not good at writing bridges, or you don't know how to structure a melody, well, you might have a skill issue. And the easiest thing to do, go on YouTube. Watch other people. There's plenty of people out there teaching you how to write a chorus, how to write a verse, how to write a bridge, or technical limitations you might have on your instrument. Oh, I don't know how to play this chord. Well, go learn how to play the chord. And that's going to help you in that way. And that's one of the easiest things. If your creative block has to be a skill issue, you can get the skills. You can go learn that. And you know exactly what you need to do. Some of the other things are a little existential crises, like I'm stuck and I can't think of it. But at least a skill issue is like, oh, I don't know how to play this. I need to learn how to play this. So you go do that. So that's it. There's just some tips to get you through some of your creative blocks. And I know creative blocks suck, but they're not permanent. So whether it's perfectionism, burnout, or fear, just recognize why they're happening and then hit it with these tips I just gave you. Start small today. Pick one, like a 10-minute free jam, and just build from there. If this video helps you, please hit the like button, share it, subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I'll come back with more little tidbits for you to get you through your writer's block, or help you build songs, whatever it is you need. If you found this video helpful, it would help me out a lot if you hit that like button, if you hit the notification bell, if you hit that subscribe button, you shared it out, whatever you want to do. And tell me in the comments, what is your biggest block and how did you beat it? Thanks for watching. See you next time.